So, what's going on, guys? This auto sure is, well, you can see and everybody's figured out. We might have had a little bit of a oopsie daisy, pushing the car a little too hard and not the best conditions. In last week's video, I'm sure you could tell at the end of it that there probably wasn't something great that had happened. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you saw little tells of there being a crash or an accident. And I'm sure as you figured out by now, yes, there was. Obviously, I didn't post the whole thing. I don't want to give you guys too much just yet. I wanted to kind of get some time to sit in front of the camera, explain what happened, break down exactly how that happened after going through the footage, and what the plans are for the future. Luckily, all of it's really cosmetic. It may look pretty rough. But yeah, nothing's leaking, radiator's not even cracked, it's not pissing oil anywhere, the car drives. Luckily, most of the body, other than the front end, really wasn't damaged other than the wheel well in the back. Nothing structurally, diff's good. Transmission and diff aren't rattling around back there. So, quick few things, definitely some lesson learned is if you're gonna be pushing these cars to the limit, you definitely gotta put the same energy into the maintenance and the setup of the car for what you're doing. We went out to make some dope content. Everything was going really good. Kind of just to give you a breakdown of exactly what happened, and I'm sure I'll be putting an overlay of the video and the clips of the inside view and the outside view somewhere in this general direction. Yeah, as you can see in the video, all previously to that, we were going out, third gear slides, second gear slides, on and on the off ramps out in Mexico. And I go to do a simple little quick U-turn, slipping the clutch in first, a little bit of left foot braking, swung it around the little median in the middle, got a great shot. My boy Abe right there, overdrive media, over_drive_media on IG. Got a great shot of me swinging it out, and unfortunately I decided to put a little bit too much dip on my chip, stretch out first gear, snap second gear, lighten up second gear, and you can see in the video that the rear end's walking a little bit to the right. And you can see my hands now as they're pointed to the right. I went to go clutch in and let off the gas, and as I did that, the rear end hooked up, and you see the car snap to the right. I counter steered to the left, and you know, unfortunately, we were only moving probably about 30, 40 miles an hour with closer to 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour wheel speed. So it went from not moving too fast and kind of just sliding around to bucking real hard, real fast. Tapped the brake, which wasn't the best option. Counter steering left, car started to rotate. In the inside video, which I'll be putting around somewhere here too, you can see as the car is starting to unload and rotate to the left, I'm snapping full counter steer to the right. I'm off the brake, trying to let those front tires start rolling to try and catch some grip so I could start steering back out to the right and trying to pull the car into one line. And unfortunately, with all those conditions that I talked about before and the roads being slick, we just kind of understeered straight into that wall and kissed it a good, I'd say that was a French kiss. That was a real good kiss. And, you know, that was all she wrote. And the maintenance things that I'm talking about is, one, the front tires were a little bit bald. They were bald on the inside, and that was something I did know and should have taken into account and should have taken more seriously. And those are things and lessons that we learned and are going to take into account moving forward for sure. And also the really poor decision of going out there and drifting on 285 wide Michelin Super Sport Pilots or whatever these street track radials are supposed to be. Not a drift tire at all. They're really old, they're used tires, but with all that wheel spin, I was doing a third gear, long off-ramp drift 5 minutes right before I went and did that. As soon as they got hot and sticky, they stopped spinning and they started gripping. And you know, that result you see in the video is exactly what happens when you ignore certain maintenance things and ignore your setup and know that your tires are starting to grip up and you decide to go out and send it anyways. And you know, it's cool to have that go fast, risk everything mentality, but it's also really cool to kind of do dumb things in the smartest way possible. And we could have avoided all of this had I just, one, let out and not stretched it so far, and just relax, man. You know, go out and have fun, but I definitely advocate for doing this as safely as possible. And moving forward, you know, we're going to definitely scout out better spots, look for better locations, obviously with less concrete walls around to go and do these kind of things. But yeah, man, I mean, fast guys. Yo, we're actually filming right now. Yeah, as we're sitting here doing this, all the fast guys are pulling up. Parka! Yeah, man, at the end of the day, you know, it really does suck. And typically this would put a lot of people out, but you know, there was something my mother used to tell me all the time, to be able to find that silver lining in all of the darkest places you end up. And it was a simple phrase that went as collateral beauty. I mean, the brightest things coming out of the darkest places. And, you know, fortunately I have a blessed enough situation that I can take this and build something out of it. You know, I'm actually looking at this as an opportunity to hopefully get a bunch of clicks and views, because everybody wants to see a Mustang crashing and ended up in a wall. And I'm going to use that opportunity to build this platform and keep doing exactly what I love, and it's drive on the limit. I'm going to continue pushing this vehicle. I'm going to take it to drift events. We're going to do this a little bit smarter, but this is definitely just the beginning. We didn't damage anybody else's property. We were in the middle of nowhere in Mexico on a closed course. And, you know, I get to drive and live and learn another day. As far as plans for the future, I mean, you know, typically you'd be really upset when something like this happens, and it hurt. You know, my main concern was definitely making sure my buddy in the passenger seat was good before anything. At the end of the day, it's just a car, it's replaceable. But, you know, being able to find the silver lining in this, we'll fix up what we can for now, and we'll go out there and do exactly what I'm set out to do, and that's gonna go make badass content and drive this car to the absolute limit. You know, I didn't pick this thing up for it to be a show queen. You know, I got this car and set it up to go drive it to the absolute limit, because that's what I love doing, and I love making content about that and sharing it with you guys. And I know there's plenty of people out there just like me that love to see that. So please stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe. You know, we got something spicy coming up at the end, a little bit of a salute to the car, an apology. And if anybody didn't know before, and you had followed me on IG previously, my name wasn't 50 Nix. Nix was the name of the car. Something quick that I thought of, doesn't really matter what it means anymore because that's no longer the name. I am Autobuilt, OTTOBUILT _ on IG. And this, considering everything, is Ouroboros. If you know anything about Greek or Norse mythology, Ouroboros is the self-eating snake, and that symbolizes basically creation from destruction, rebirth, new life. And we're taking this opportunity to do exactly that. I feel like that really resonates with the vision and the image I have for this car, to not be out, to not stay down. We're going to be doing a lot of investigating, making sure nothing under the surface is damaged that we got to replace. Definitely have plans for doing a tubular front end. I'm actually at this moment in time in contact with a few different companies and brands, looking to see if we could work out any sponsorship or affiliate deals, because I could use as much help as I could get to get this car back in working order. So that being said, if there's any companies out there that are interested in sponsoring a hot boy with a Mustang who loves to go fast and go sideways, go ahead and DM me at Autobuilt _ on IG. Barn Built Fabrications, thinking about you, man. I know we've been talking. Let me know what you think about that. But yeah, I think we're gonna go with a tubular front end. We'll cut the supports off there at the struts, tube the front end out, go with a new front clip. I've been kind of deciding between GT350, GT500, maybe go with some aftermarket bumper. We don't know. It could go in a lot of different directions. Not 100% sure. But the thing we do know is that this car is going to keep being pushed out there. We're going to keep bringing content to you guys. I'm going to go out there and become better as a driver, set this vehicle up better to do what it's designed to do. And right now I'm pushing it into the field of going sideways. So if you guys want to see more drifting content, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. It's a tough situation, but we're going to make the best out of it. It's a dope car. I'm not giving up on it. I got a lot of hopes and dreams. We're going to be trying to collaborate with a lot of big names, getting out to as many big events as we can. Hopefully taking my boy behind the camera out there, the shooter, the owner, Right Hand Drive Abe of over_drive_media, Overdrive Media. Go ahead and follow him on IG. He's the one getting all these killer shots and making my crash look so fucking cool on camera. So thank you guys again for watching. If you could like, share, subscribe, I really appreciate it. And make sure to stay tuned because we got something spicy coming up.